Welcome to our regular Thinking Thursday session. Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Ajay Zharotia, with us, and he's going to explain or unfold many astrological things with us. So let us have his introduction. Dr. Ajay Zharotia is a multifaceted professional with a profound blend with a profound blend of experience in the realms of graphic design, education, art, and technology. Born on March 28, 1968, in New Delhi, where he currently resides, Dr. Zarotia has cultivated an illustrious career spanning over 3 decades, marked by significant achievements in advertising, teaching, and entrepreneurial ventures. Inheriting both artistic talent and a spiritual quest, Ajay found himself drawn to ancient mythologies, exploring texts like the Mahabharata and Vishnu Puran during his youth, diverging from the typical pastimes of children of his age. मतलब उस जमाने में लोग खेल कूद क्रिकेट इनमें बिजी रहते थे। उस समय डॉक्टर अजय जरोटिया बिजी थे महाभारत और विष्णु पुराण को एक्सप्लोर करने में। His spiritual journey took a definitive turn in 2001 with the commencement of his गायत्री साधना। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी अजय जी से कि ड्यूरिंग हिज टॉक वो इन सब के बारे में भी हमसे शेयर करें। So Gayatri Sadhana, exploring inner peace. Later, Ajay's initiation into spiritual practice by the esteemed Swami Gahan Anandji, the 14th head of Ramakrishna order. Astrology has been a lifelong companion for Ajay, formally engaging with the discipline through initiation into the Jyotish lineage of Shri Achyuta Das in 2005. इनके बारे में भी हम और जानना चाहेंगे। His intensive study of Jamini Upadesh Sutras from 2007 to 2011 marks a significant phase in his journey, leading him to teach in the program as a certified Jamini scholar. Let me tell you, बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं, इवन वो नाम भी नहीं जानते हैं जामिनी एस्ट्रोलॉजी का, जब एस्ट्रोलॉजी की बात आती है। सो हम लकी हैं कि डॉक्टर अजय जरोटिया हमारे बीच है और आज वो अपना ये नॉलेज हमारे साथ शेयर करेंगे। डॉक्टर अजय जरोटिया,
नमस्कार सभी को। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
तो अभी जैसा आपने कहा कि इंट्रोडक्शन के बारे में, उसमें काफी सारी चीजें थी जो आप लोग जानना चाहते हैं, तो उससे मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा पहले।
एब्सोल्युटली।
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जैसे आपने मेंशन किया था कि मैं बचपन से ही एक्चुअली काफी इंटरेस्टेड रहता था स्पिरिचुअल चीजों में, और काफी मैं माइथोलॉजी की किताबें पढ़ता था। उस समय लोग सब जानते हैं, मेरी एज में सब लोग कॉमिक्स पढ़ा करते थे, पर मुझे कहीं से एक अमर चित्र कथा मिली जिसमें गरुड़ गरुड़ के ऊपर थी, श्री गरुड़ देव के ऊपर। तो उस समय तो मुझे पता नहीं था उसका क्या मतलब है, पर उस समय वो क्या कहते हैं, एक उसमें स्टोरी थी जिसके अंदर वो राम और लक्ष्मण के लिए जो है उनके नागपाश काटते हैं, तो उससे रिलेटेड वो स्टोरी थी मर्चित कथा में। तो मैंने पढ़ी, तो उससे मुझे काफी इंटरेस्ट आया। और आफ्टर दैट देन आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग कि भाई ये कौन है, देन गरुड़ जी कौन है, देन फाइनली विष्णु पुराण मेरे हाथ लगी। तो मैंने विष्णु पुराण पढ़ी, महाभारत पढ़ी, तो उस समय मेरा काफी इंटरेस्ट आ गया था। सो 11th 12th की जब मैं था स्टैंडर्ड में, तो उस समय मैं इस तरह की किताबें भी मतलब काफी मैं पढ़ने लग गया था। फिर धीरे धीरे जैसे मतलब कैरियर शुरू हुआ, उसके बाद सब चीजें, फिर थोड़ा सा एक फेज आया कि जिसमें एक तरह से लॉस्ट हो गया कैरियर उसमें। फिर 2001 में मुझे दोबारा से एक इनर कॉलिंग हुई कि मुझे कुछ करना चाहिए, मुझे कुछ वो करना, मुझे कुछ दोबारा से शुरू करना है। तो मैंने उस समय ये हरिद्वार में गायत्री शांति कुंज है, तो एक बार मैं मथुरा गया था, उनका वहाँ पे एक वो था, आश्रम है मथुरा में, जहाँ पे आचार्य राम शर्मा जी का जो मेन वो था। तो वहां से मुझे उनके बारे में पता चला, फिर मैंने उनकी किताबें पढ़नी शुरू की, और धीरे धीरे मुझे कुछ मतलब इनर कॉलिंग भी आई, कुछ जैसे विजन होते हैं, कुछ ड्रीम्स आए, कुछ विजन्स है। तो देन आई सीरियसली स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग दैट। देन मैंने गायत्री इनिशिएशन लिया, और उसके बाद में मैंने पूरा जैसे रेगुलर 2.5 years तक मैं पूरा गायत्री साधना मैंने की। तो वो बेसिकली मंत्र साधना होती है, उनका अपना एक मतलब एक तरीका होता है उसको करने का। तो वो मैं पूरा टू द टी मैंने फॉलो किया 2 ढाई साल तक, और जो भी मेरे लिए काफी मतलब लाइफ चेंजिंग एक्सपीरियंस रहा। और मैं और इस उसमें थोड़ा गहरा चला गया। तो उसी दौरान मेरा ज्योतिष में इंटरेस्ट जगा, तो मैंने अपना सेल्फ लर्निंग थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ना शुरू किया। देन आफ्टर दैट देर आर मैनी स्कूल्स और मैनी लीनिएजेस, जिसमें हम कहते हैं ना परंपरा है। तो बहुत सारे स्कूल्स थे उस समय, कॉलेजेस भी थे, जैसे भारतीय विद्या भवन से लोग काफी पढ़ते हैं, डॉक्टर के एन राव का कोर्सेज हैं, इस तरह की चीजें हैं। पर मेरा जो मन था वो, मैं एकेडमिक होने की बजाय मैं थोड़ा उसको साधना लेवल पे करना चाहता था। मुझे ये लगता था कि ज्योतिष इज ए मीन्स टू अंडरस्टैंड योर सेल्फ, रादर देन कि जो मंडेन चीजें होती हैं उसमें पढ़ाया जाता है कि किस तरह से गाड़ी होगी, बंगला होगा, ये सब चीजें लोग नॉर्मली करते हैं कि कहाँ से कैसे धन आना चाहिए, कैसे आप ये चीज एक्टिवेट करें, कैसे वो करें। तो what my interest was totally spiritual, I wanted to explore myself। तो luckily I came to know about a lineage, जो कि श्री अच्युतानंद जी जो थे, वो ही वॉज वन ऑफ द पंच सखा ऑफ चैतन्य महाप्रभु।
Okay.
जो आजकल आप लोग सुन रहे हैं ना, जैसे भविष्य मालिका जिन्होंने लिखी थी, भविष्य मालिका कहते हैं कि बहुत सारी प्रिडिक्शंस लिखी
True.
हैं युग के
True.
बारे में।
हाँ
तो वो
हाँ.
भविष्य मालिका, ही इट वाज रिटन बाय हिम। सो ही वाज वन ऑफ द शिष्य ऑफ चैतन्य महाप्रभु,
Okay.
एंड ही वाज वेरी वेल वर्स्ड इन ज्योतिष। ही वाज लाइक ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स जो थे उस समय, उनके अलग अलग चीजों में विशारद थे, कोई मैथमेटिक्स में था, कोई भक्ति में था। तो ही वाज द वन हु वाज वेरी वेल वर्स्ड इन ज्योतिष। तो ही एक्चुअली वाज मतलब कंसिडर्ड एज ए इनकारनेशन ऑफ लॉर्ड गरुड़ा।
Okay.
तो जब उनका जन्म हुआ था श्री सत्यानंद जी का, तो उस समय उनकी मदर को लॉर्ड गरुड़ का मतलब गरुड़ जी का वो ड्रीम आया था। तो मतलब शी वाज टोल्ड कि श्री गरुड़ जो है वो एक तरह से मतलब उनका अंश जो है वो एक तरह से जन्म ले रहा है। सो ही वाज कंसिडर्ड एज ए, एंड गरुड़ा हैज द ही गरुड़ा इज द व्हीकल ऑफ, एज वी नो, ऑफ श्री
Vishnu.
विष्णु।
हाँ.
So he knows everything actually. He knows, and he like past, present and future. So ये जो परंपरा थी वो उनसे शुरू हुई थी। उसके बाद में दिस इज ए परंपरा फ्रॉम उड़ीसा स्कूल ऑफ ज्योतिष। एंड वो परंपरा धीरे 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 जैसे चलती गई, तो देन आई गॉट होल्ड ऑफ somebody who was like मतलब from part of that lineage, then I got initiated into that lineage। तो उस परंपरा में, सो वहाँ जो लर्निंग है, वो लर्निंग जो थी वो इट्स लाइक ए, जैसे एक एक मतलब इट वाज नॉट ए क्लासरूम। ओके। सो वो जो लर्निंग थी, वो जो टीचिंग्स थी, वो इट लाइक द गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की तरह ही थे। वी यूज टू गो टू हिमालय। मैं 4 5 साल लगातार 2000 2007 से लेकर 2011 तक लगातार मैं हिमालय हम जाते थे, वहां पे 1 महीना तक रहते थे और पूरा स्क्रिप्चर्स पढ़ते थे। तो इस तरह से मतलब मेरी जो स्टडी है वो इस तरह से हुई है, जो कि प्रॉपर गुरु शिष्य परंपरा के उसमें। और मतलब वी यूज टू गो टू ए वेरी सेक्रेट प्लेस, एक कसार देवी है वहां पे अल्मोड़ा में, Kasar, which is where Vivekananda also meditated. So we used to go to that mountain, Kasar Devi mountain, and we used to have camp over there for a one month in a year, and then we used to study the sutras and everything. तो इस तरह से मेरा बेसिकली ज्योतिष का वो शुरू हुआ, और धीरे धीरे मैं मतलब तब से मेरा कंटिन्यू है, मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ। और जैमिनी का जहां तक सवाल है, जैमिनी का जो है वो बेसिकली एक बहुत ही सीक्रेट साइंस है। जैमिनी जो एस्ट्रोलॉजी है, जैमिनी वाज वन ऑफ द शिष्य ऑफ पराशर मुनि। ओके, सो उन्हें बेसिकली ही लर्न ज्योतिष फ्रॉम द पराशर, एंड बट उनका जो इंटरप्रिटेशन है, ही हैज बेसिकली सीन ए डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव। जेमिनी को ये समझा जाता है कि जेमिनी ने पूरा का पूरा जो प्रिंसिपल्स थे पराशर ऋषि के, जो भी प्रिंसिपल उसमें है, तो उनको पूरा डिकोड किया है और उसको दोबारा से एनकोड किया है एक क्या कहते हैं, ताकि ये वो नॉलेज सभी जो उसके उसके जो वो नहीं है, पात्र नहीं है, उनको ना पहुंचे। तो उन्होंने उसको नॉलेज को डिकोड करने के बाद दोबारा से एनकोड किया अपने लैंग्वेज में, अपने उसमें सूत्रों में। सो एंड वो जो सूत्र हैं केवल गुरु शिष्य परंपरा से जाने सकते हैं, बिकॉज बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो लिखी नहीं है। यू विल नॉट फाइंड दैट नॉलेज एनीवेयर इन द बुक्स। तो वो नॉलेज जो है वो केवल इट कैन बी लर्न ओनली थ्रू द श्रुति, फ्रॉम द माउथ ऑफ द गुरु। सो वो जो लीनिएज, सो श्री अच्युतानंद जी ने इसके ऊपर मतलब इसके ऊपर काफी काम किया। उन्होंने शून्य संहिता इस तरह से करके काफी किताबें लिखी हैं, जिसके अंदर पूरा का पूरा उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया। बट इट हैज टू बी मतलब इट कैन नॉट बी अंडरस्टूड विदाउट द गुरु एक्चुअली। वो पढ़ने के लिए, क्योंकि आप जस्ट पढ़ सकते हैं एज ए टेक्स्ट बुक, आप उसको रीड कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारे सूत्र हैं जो उनको लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएंगे या समझ में आना मुश्किल होता है। तो वंस यू डिसाइफर दो, व्हेन यू डिकोड अगेन कि जिस तरह से वो कहना चाहते हैं, तो इसीलिए जेमिनी एस्ट्रोलॉजी को कोई छूता नहीं है, नॉर्मली जनरल लोग छूते नहीं है। एंड उनका जो पर्सपेक्टिव है टोटल जो है, वो पर्सपेक्टिव इज अ स्पिरिचुअल पर्सपेक्टिव। अगर आप राजयोग की बात करेंगे जेमिनी ऋषि के साथ में, तो ही विल टॉक अबाउट द डेथ। ओके, ही विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट द कि आपके पास इतना धन होगा, इतना दौलत होगा, इतने हाथी होंगे, इतने घोड़े होंगे। ही विल टॉक अबाउट द डेथ। He will talk about the death, ki how long you will be able to live, because that is the real dhana according to him. So how long your breath can continue. Okay, so when he teaches about Rajyog, so he is teaching about all the sutras which is related to the death. So that is the biggest Rajyog for him, ki you are alive on this earth. That is the Rajyoga for him. So he has seen everything from a, I would say from a sunset perspective rather than sunrise perspective. जब सनसेट होता है, जब अंधेरा होता है, तो उसके पीछे क्या छुपा हुआ है। सो फ्रॉम दैट परस्पेक्टिव ही हैज सीन एस्ट्रोलॉजी। सो काफी इस एरिया में डिबेट्स वगैरह होती हैं, और कभी लोग कहते हैं कि इसका कोई वो नहीं है, कोई प्रमाण नहीं है, कोई कुछ नहीं है। बट दिस इज अ वेरी डीप साइंस विच one can learn through from the lineage, and from, because there are some lineage in uh, South India also who teaches Gemini astrology. And but उससे पहले definitely पराशर पढ़ना थोड़ा जरूरी होता है, because you need a basic understanding of the parashar. So this is about my experience. So today what I am going to do is I will take you through the see, in the Vishnu Puran, when, or even in the Brahat Parashar Hora Shastra, when we start the study, there is a chapter on creation. Okay, so पूरी लाइफ जर्नी जो है, मतलब एक सोल की जर्नी, मतलब फ्रॉम वेयर इट स्टार्ट्स एंड हाउ द प्रोसेस बेसिकली स्टार्ट्स। सो वो प्रोसेस को उसके अंदर डिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है। तो ऑन द दैट बेसिस, So what we do is, normally if we understand the basics कि हम creation क्या है, because a lot of people ask this question कि what is our life purpose, हमारा life purpose क्या है, who will guide us, who is the devta for us. So Parashara has explained each and everything, but for that you need to understand first, what is actually we how we are being created. So अगर आप पूरा, सो नॉर्मली क्या कहते हैं, हम जिस परंपरा में पढ़े हैं वहां पे ये होता है कि चैप्टर फर्स्ट जो है सबसे लास्ट में पढ़ाया जाता है, बिकॉज उसको भी डिसाइफर करना जो है वो बड़ा मुश्किल होता है until unless you have the basic understanding of the functioning. सो लोग शुरू करते हैं, शुरू में पहले चलो ग्रह से शुरू किया, उससे शुरू किया, पर ये जो चैप्टर है, मतलब थर्ड चैप्टर से शुरू करते हैं, तो क्रिएशन का जो चैप्टर है वो हमारी परंपरा में उसको लास्ट में पढ़ाया जाता है, सो दैट वी कैन टोटली अंडरस्टैंड इट. सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टेक यू थ्रू इज बेसिकली जो हमारे एक बेसिकली सोल है वो किस तरह से मतलब हमारा क्रिएशन होता है, कौन कौन देवता उसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं, कौन किस लेवल पे क्या होता है, एंड किस तरह से हम आते हैं और फिर किस तरह से हम बंधनों में फंसते हैं, और हमारा लाइफ लेसन क्या है. देन देयर इज अ होल साइंस की उसके उसको मतलब हाउ टू अगर हम बॉन्डेज में आ रहे हैं तो हाउ टू अनबॉन्ड ourselves also, but that's a different topic altogether. So first today we will understand ki how are we being created. Okay, so let me share my presentation. Have you given me the sharing?
Yes, yes.
It's saying host only. Can you see it again?
No. Earlier I was able to. Now.
Now it is there. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see my screen.
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. So this presentation basically talks about the understanding the universal principle. और ये यूनिवर्सल प्रिंसिपल है, इन्हीं के बेसिस के ऊपर सारा का सारा आई वुड से द फाउंडेशन, दिस हैज बीन द फाउंडेशन ऑफ एनीथिंग, लाइक ज्योतिष हम कह लें या किसी भी तरह का स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस कह लें, तो ये फाउंडेशन को थोड़ा डिस्क्राइब करने की कोशिश करता है. ओके, सो आई विल स्टार्ट विद थिंग इज लाइक every journey, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. So this is, I would say, this is the first step as far as I'm concerned. So which we are going to understand now. Everybody, सब लोग सोचते हैं कि what is this cosmos, ये universe क्या है. Okay, so what we know today is it is a very very vast universe. और उसमें कितने मतलब स्टार्स हैं, कितनी आकाश गंगाएं, लाइक वी हैव वन आवर ओन solar system, then that solar system is a part of a galaxy, then we have millions of galaxies like that. So there can be a multiple versions of like millions and millions of galaxies are there. So we are just like a tiny part of the entire this thing. So if we consider the vastness, and it is, the scientists say it is still increasing, it is still further progressing. There is no end to it actually. So if you even if you travel with the speed of light, or maybe the faster than the speed of light, even then you won't be able to find its end, because this is immense and it is keep on expanding. So if we consider that the body is the entire space which is available, of which we can conceive or perceive of, that we consider as a body of Narayan. We call it a body of, this is the body of Narayan. Now Narayan word itself has a meaning because it comes from the Nara and then the Ayan. So these are two words. Nara, everybody knows, is like human being. It is called the Nara. Okay, that's everybody. And Ayan is something, is basically the goal. So what should be the goal of everyone? So the Narayan basically defines the direction for every soul, direction or the iron for the every soul. Now, if you say here, actually the Narayan basically start with the concept of fourfold creation. Okay, so we divide the entire whatever the we can conceive in our imagination, the entire universe. So we divide that universe into four parts. Okay, so there are four parts, and we can think that out of that four part, three oblique fourth, third fourth, three-fourth part is pure Amrit. Okay, we cannot even perceive, we cannot even think about it. We cannot see it, we cannot even think about it. So we cannot know what it is, totally imperceptible. Okay, we cannot know about it. So, and that three parts which are imperceptible is basically it is supposed to be like as Rishis has explained, it is supposed to be Param Brahma. One part is Param Brahma, one part is Mahavishnu, one part is Sadashiv, and that is on the basis of the Triguna, because when so there is a Bhu Shakti, Shri Shakti, and the Nila Shakti. So right now there is basically, if Narayan interact with the Bhu Shakti, then it is called the Param Brahma. Okay, and when the Narayan interact with the Shri Shakti, it is called the Mahavishnu. And when Narayan basically interact with the Nila Shakti, it is called the Shiva. Sadashiva, basically, not the Shiva, the Sadashiva. Okay, so Sadashiva is basically the five-headed form of the Shiva. So these three parts are, we cannot even think about it. So even let's not talk about it. Uh, so these are not perceptible at all. Now, out of these three parts, one part is called the Vasudev. Okay, so what we normally call in the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is the Vasudev. So the part which we can even think about, is called the Vasudev. Okay, so we will now onwards we will talk about the Vasudev part only. We won't touch about these three parts because there's no knowledge of it, and we cannot even think about these things. Now, now when we talk about the Vasudev, now then Vasudev can also further be divided into two parts. Okay,
Your,
so one,
one minute, excuse me. Your slides are not moving. So it's a still slide we can see.
okay,
So please change the slides.
have you seen the
No,
Vasudev?
no, you can stop share and then share it again.
Okay, okay,
Because we are on the first slide only. Yeah, now.
okay. Let me share. You can see the second one.
Yeah, now we can see your slide.
Okay,
Otherwise, we were stuck on the first one.
okay. Now
Fine,
this is
fine.
the second part. This is just the part which is the separate Vasudeva part. If I enlarge this Vasudeva part, so I can basically, so now the Vasudeva basically, this is the part where everything start manifesting. Okay, in this part the Vasudeva. So Vasudeva now has to be divided into two parts. So if we divide this Vasudeva into two parts, which is already the 1/4 part of it, of the entire thing. So if you further divide it into two parts, so only 1/8 part is again, which is non-perceptible. Okay, उस part को भी हम जान नहीं सकते, but this part is there as far as the gunas are concerned. Okay, so this part is where when the Vasudev takes the form of a Karan Karnodai Dakshayi Vishnu. Basically, in this stage, when the manifestation start, the first process is Vasudev, he takes the form of a Karana Sharir, basically, जिसको हम कहते हैं Karana Sharir, the cause. Okay, so he becomes the super soul of the universe, and this part is also like imperceptible. You cannot see this part, and in this, like this has been explained in many scriptures, also in Bhagavad Puran also. In this state, he is sleeping. Okay, he is sleeping and he from each and every, जिसको कहते हैं ना कि एक एक रोम से there is a from his sweat, from his each room there is a universe which is coming out. Okay, so there are multiple universes which is coming out at this stage. This is called the Karan Sharir. So there is nothing, no creation, nothing. Only Vasudev is having a sleep, and from with his meditation or in a yoga mudra, he is basically having a perspiration, and from that perspiration, each room is producing a universe. Okay, so as many as pores he has, a human body, you can understand how many pores we can have. So from the each pore, there is a one universe which is happening, or one universe which is creating. So that is, so this is, so he is basically at this stage, he is interacting with the Bhu Shakti and the Shri Shakti, only two. Okay, there is no Neela Shakti at this stage of creation, and this part is still imperceptible. Now, in the second step, what happens is he takes the, now once these universes are created, this you can, I've shown them as a balls of different universe, you can see.
Yes.
So he enters in the second stage where he takes the form of Garbho Dakshayani Vishnu. Means ki he is basically entering the Garbha of each universe. Basically, he wanted to create the universe, and then he as a Paramatma enters the each and every universe. So there are billion of universes. Then he is entering into each of the universe as a soul, as a Paramatma. There he is called the Paramatma. Okay, only this much part is the manifested one. Okay, so we can say the entire universe which is available to us, only 1/8 part is perceptible part. Okay, perceptible part, but not to human being also. Maybe to the rishis or to the people who has arrived, or who has that kind of a knowledge. So 1/8 part is perceptible, and in this part, he basically, when he enters each the universe, in billions of the universe, he enters as a Paramatma, and he start creating, uh, interacting with the Shaktis. So here there are three Shaktis: Bhu Shakti, Shri Shakti, and Neela Shakti. So when he interact, Vasudev interact with the Bhu Shakti, he takes the form of Pradyumna. Pradyumna is the Rajas, and he, that further Pradyumna create the Rajas Guna. So here at this stage, the Gunas are being created. Okay, so in the first stage, he is basically creating the different universe, and then in the second stage, he is entering into each universe, and then he is further creating the gunas in this universe. So with the Bhu Shakti as a form of Pradyumna, okay, everybody must have known there are three forms he takes. One is the Pradyumna, second is Aniruddha, and third is Sankarshan. So with the Pradyumna form, he creates the Rajas Guna. With the Sattva, he creates through Aniruddha, and through Sankarshan, with the interaction with the Neela Shakti, he basically creates the Tamas. Okay, Tamaguna. So these three gunas are created in each of the universe which has been created in the first space. So there are billions of the universe, and now these universe are ready to basically create further creation. Okay, now so there are now at this stage we have three different basically Vishnu Rupa, Anirudh, Sankarshan, and Pradyumna. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Just tell me whether you have reached the next slide or not.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, now this is the third stage. Okay, this is called the, जिसको हम नॉर्मली कहते हैं क्षीर सागर में विष्णु जी लेटे हुए हैं, एंड लक्ष्मी जी जो हैं शक्ति एज ए श्री शक्ति उनके पैर दबा रही हैं, एंड देयर इज ए नाभि से उनके कमल निकला हुआ है, और ब्रह्मा जी. सो एट दिस दैट फॉर्म इज कॉल्ड क्षीरो दक्षयानी विष्णु. So this is the stage where all the creation is happening. Okay, So now, so far, okay, we have Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Sankarshan. Now he further, create from Aniruddha. Aniruddha basically creates that is the first step, the Aniruddha. So Aniruddha, when it interacts with the Sattva Guna, okay, it creates the Brahma. So which is come out from the Nabi of the Vishnu. So that is called the Brahma Murti. Okay. So he basically, the Brahma Murti from the navel of the Vishnu, and basically when he enters that body of the Brahma, he basically personify himself as a Kal Purush. So the people who understand the astrology, they know that the entire what is the Kal Purush? Basically the God as manifested as a universe. So that is called the time Kal Purush. Kal is basically samay, time. So when he interact with the Sattva Guna, so he creates the Brahma Murti. Now, when as a Pradyumna, once this thing is created, once the Brahma Murti is created, then Paramatma basically as Pradyumna interact with the Rajas Guna, and he enters the body of every being. Okay, so Brahma basically creates the different bodies, the different beings, and as a Paramatma, he also enters those beings. Okay, but here he is not as a Paramatma as a full Paramatma. He is called the basically Paramatma Amsha, because there is a Jiva Amsha also in those beings. Okay, why there is a Jiva Amsha? Because when basically Jivas are created because of the Ahankar of the Brahma. So every Jiva inherit that Ahankar with it. Okay, and every being inherit the knowledge also with that. Every being inherit that knowledge and Ahankar. So at this stage, when beings are being created, so there is a it basically Paramatma is basically now separated in the two form. Is basically one is the Paramatma Ansha and one is the Jivatma. Okay, so Jivatma, why Jivatma is into place? Because of the Brahma. So Brahma gives him the knowledge, some sort of a knowledge, and then some sort of a ahankar. So because of that ahankar, individual ego, okay, so basically then we are basically being a copy of the Brahma. So every being is like the copy of the Brahma which has the ahankar. And जब ये being create होता है, अब जब ये इसको कहते हैं, at this stage we call it the knowledge dhi. Dhi is created. So dhi again is a word which one has to understand, as there are 4 different kind of dhis. Okay, and those dhis basically defined at this stage 4 directions for the soul, 4 iron for the soul, 4 directions in the sense, like we have 4 Vedas. So basically Brahma give you certain this thing knowledge, and when you transfer into a being, then there are 4 direction which you automatically have, and these 4 direction are dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Okay, these are the 4 ions, okay, which are being created. These are the 4 ions. And to understand that there are 4 different kind of knowledge, dhi is a basically you can say knowledge. Okay, so the dhi basically like there are 4 kendras in the astrology we know. So there are 4 dhis, there are 4 Vedas. Okay, 4 directions. Okay, 4 primary direction: dharma, artha, kam, moksha. Okay, 4 primary tattva. So this is a fourfold basically it has been carrying as a fourfold creation. So there are 4 dhis. One is buddhi, then one is siddhi.
Okay.
Okay, buddhi is the intellect, siddhi is something, the skill of doing something.
Okay.
Then vriddhi. Vriddhi has to do with the reproduction. We have to multiply ourselves. This is one of the iron as the multiplication of ourselves. Okay, so one is the buddhi. You should have the buddhi, vivek. Then you should have a siddhi. You have to master something. You have to create something as a vriddhi. And then final one is the shuddhi. You have to make yourself pure. So these are the four dhis which is created at these are the four ions defined for the soul at this stage. So one has to, take at one is basically born in to take at least one direction in the life, depending on other factors. So, and then finally, the sankarshan, which is originated from the tamas, or which is originated from the nila shakti, it converts into the mahatattva. So here the tattvas basically are at a very very subtle age or subtle state. Okay, so now these tattva, so we have Brahmamurti, then we have a Jiva. Jiva is basically, we are the copy of the Brahma, and then there is the Mahatattva, which is the subtle elements. So these are created at this stage. Now further, these guna, now Brahmamurti is separate, Tattvas, Mahatattva at this stage are separate. Now this, because of the ahankara and because of the intelligence, because we think us ourselves as a different or separate from the Paramatma. Okay. So now this ahankar start, because of the knowledge, this ahankar start interacting with the three gunas again. Okay. So only this ahankar is, if you can see in the flow chart, only the ahankar is further interacting with the sattva, rajas, and tamas.
Right.
Okay. So when ahankar and dhi interacts with the sattva, it creates the 33 devtas. That is the foundation of the Sanatan. These 33 devtas, people say it is the third. Then we multiply with the thousands or millions, then it becomes a 33 koti devta, 33 koti devtas. Okay. So these are but the basis, on the basis, these are only the 33 devtas, which are multiplied into various different as a 33 crore devtas and whatnot, what people say. So what are these 33 devtas? One has to understand. Okay. Then when ahankar interact with the rajas, then it creates the indriya and the manas. Okay, so this is the internal. So I call this 33 devtas as a divine mechanics of the god. Okay, with the sattva shakti, he is created 33 devtas, and these 33 devtas, then you see these 33 devtas. I will tell you just for a brief understanding. These are Ashtavasus. If you count 33, these are Ashtavasus. एकादश रुद्र, द्वादश आदित्य, इंद्र एवं प्रजापति. Prajapati is the rishi basically. So we have 8 vasus, 8 different kind of lights. Vasu is a light, or is like a light post or lamp post. So 8 vasu, अष्ट vasus are there. Then 11 रुद्र है.
Yes.
12 आदित्य है. ठीक है, and then इंद्र है और प्रजापति. So this combined makes, so this is the entire divine mechanism. So these are multiplied into various devtas and into certain, one have a certain quotient higher, certain quotient less. So this is the divine mechanism at this stage. When manas is created, it is like a software for the body. Okay, so when manas is created, so it creates the Gyanendriya and the Karmendriya. These are 10 indriyas, and the manas is, consciousness is created at this point of time with the rajas. So we are primarily, if you say, we are the product of rajas only, because from pradyumna ahankar is being created, and from that ahankar further activating, interacting with the 3 gunas, then the body and tanmatras, panchavdevatas are created. So we are the product of rajas only with the bhu shakti. This we call it, this is a bhuloka. So we are the product of the rajas only. Okay. So now then there is a then tamas with the nila shakti, ahankar creates the tanmatras and the bhutas, panchbhutas. Okay, so this is how it is being created. Now he said how these 33 devtas. So now the entire thing is basically, since we know, I'll explain in the later slide also, everything is created from the sound. Okay,
Mm.
like sound, it is being created. So now this 33 devtas is basically this is which controls our body. These 33 devtas controls our body and the mind. Okay, these 33 devtas controls our body and the mind, and uh, and these are represented with the akshara of our Sanskrit from ka to ha. If you count from ka to ha, then there will be a 33 in numbers. Okay, so these are the 33 basically uh, Vyanjan, okay, which are basically representing 33 devtas, and these are basically controlling our body, physical manifestation, and our mental consciousness. Okay, now let me go to the next slide. Can you see the next slide?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, so now these I've said these vowels are created. So vowels are basically called see, I have tried to explain here. Now this is a stage where Bha chakra is created. Bha is basically is called the Surya. Okay, Bha is in Sanskrit is called the Surya. So it is the light. So Bha is basically the universal light. Okay, and the Surya is basically being said as a universal soul. Okay, universal Atma. So the Atma of everyone is the Surya. It's a Nasargic Karak for Atma, basically, if I say. It's a natural significator for Atma. So Atma is the Bha. So, so now Atma is represented by the 16 vowels. We have the main 16 vowels, and these are represented. So when the entire thing is being created, so in the Vishuddhi Chakra, we all know that Vishuddhi Chakra is controlled by Shiva and Parvati. Okay, it's a Durga and Shiva and Durga which is sitting over there, and this Vishuddhi Chakra, which is the throat chakra, has the 16 syllables, 16 petal lotus is there. Okay, these 16 petal lotus are nothing. This is the vowels we have. So all the vowels in our Sanskrit are basically called the Atma Akshar. These are the soul letters. Okay, from all 16 is a soul letter. So there are 4 special letters. One is Ri and Dirgri, and one is Lri and then Dirgri. Okay, these are the 4 letters. So this Shiva is basically is the embodiment of Ri. Ri is basically Rishi. Ri is a knowledge. So Shiva is embodiment of the knowledge, and Li is basically Prithvi Tattva. So it is basically manifested as a sky father and the sky mother respectively. So Ri and Ri basically is the embodiment of Shiva and Parvati in these 16 vowels. So now at Vishuddhi there are 16 vowels, but when it transferred to the Jivatma, okay, because of the ahankar and because of the ignorance, okay, because of our individual ego. So when we take this thing, so in anahata level, okay, this is the anahata level, these vowel, the atma is basically, it basically becomes the 12 petal. So 4 petal get missed here, and these 4 petals are re. Okay, why these are being hidden here? Because of the ignorance, because of our ignorance and ahankar. Okay, so these are basically are missed over here. So when a person takes birth, so because of the ahankar, there's only 12 petals. There are only the vowels which are there, the 12 vowels which we can. And in Jyotish terms, if you have to understand, wherever the Surya is there in the chart, okay, wherever the Surya is there in the chart, that nakshatra get combusted. Okay, वो जल जाता है वो नक्षत्र. So उस नक्षत्र की जो 4 sound है, वो combust हो जाते हैं. Okay, they get burnt. Okay, so that 4 sound basically it remain out of the this thing. So initially, if you say there are 16 vowels, but those 4 get combusted because of the extreme light of the Surya. And that extreme, because it is not the light which always gives you the knowledge. When you have the extreme light, that also turns you into blind.
True.
Okay.
True.
When too much of light is there, like
Yeah.
the light of Surya, and it is totally on you, and you are shining like anything, but you are still ignorant because you cannot see. Because of the light, you can overexposure, you can say. Because of the light, you cannot see.
True.
Okay. So that is why this is basically uh, that happens because of the ahankar and the too much of light of the Surya. So now at the anahata level, there are the 12 petals which are manifested. So we call this as a bha chakra. Okay, these 12 petals are without these 4 vowels, and this is like the 12 signs in the Jyotish.
Mm.
Okay, is basically Aries, or is the Pisces. So these are
Okay.
respectively from Aries to Pisces. These are the 12 rashis which are being created here at this stage. So when Atma enters, so this Bha chakra is being created here with these vowels. So these these 12 vowels are called the Atma Akshar. So Jivatma is represented by this 12 petal lotus. Okay. Now within, so everybody knows there is an Anahat chakra, but there is another chakra which is right behind the Anahat chakra. Okay, which is called the Hrid chakra. Hrid chakra. So people get confused with the Anahata and the Hrid chakra. Anahata is 12 petal lotus, but Hrid chakra is a 8 petal lotus. It is right behind, below the this thing, Anahata. And this is where that Paramatma अंश sits. और लोग कहते हैं ना कि अपने अनाहत को अपने खोलना है, अपने अनाहत को अपने दिल के अंदर अपना वो प्योरनेस, प्योरिटी क्रिएट करनी है. Why? Because Paramatma Amsha is sitting right in your heart below your Anahat chakra, and he is lift. So this is you can see this is our own universe has been created, which is separated from the rest of the universe. Within our universe we are like one. Okay, हमारा universe है, हमारी माँ है, हमारे पिताजी हैं, everybody we create our own universe because of our ego. So but Paramatma is sitting right behind you, and he is lifting with a single finger. He is lifting our chakra. So that is the symbology of the Govardhan. Okay. He is supporting our Bhachakra and sitting right behind, below it. And he is lifting our entire sansar with the single, with the, जिसको कहते हैं कि with the single finger, little finger. So that is the personification of the Govardhan. Okay. And if you see the esoteric meaning of the Govardhan, if you understand, try to understand later on, if you see from this perspective, what is happening, Indra is creating a havoc in your life, basically. He's doing so much of rain, he's creating so much of rain and everything with the Varuna. He's trying to, basically punish us. But Krishna, as a Govardhan, he is lifting our Govardhan and he is keeping us alive. So this is so in this Hrid chakra at the center, Paramatma Ansh is sitting. Okay, this is what I was mentioning. I said this is the real Kashi. What is this Kashi is here? One is which is the Uttar Kashi, which is there in the Shikha, and this is the real Kashi where the Paramatma is sitting. So this is defined by the 8 petal lotus below the Hrid chakra, and this 8 petal lotus represent the Ashtalinga. There is a term called Ashtalinga. Shiva you must have heard, but this we call it the Ashtalinga. So Atma, there are 8 different kind of Atmas, okay, which is called the Ashtalinga, and there is a Shiva for each linga. Like for me, there is a Bhavlinga, there is a Somlinga, there is a Bhavlinga. So there are there Pashupati Linga is also one of the lingas. So these are 8 lingas So so in 8 direction, 8 petal, each petal there is a light, there is a Atma, form of a Atma which is sitting. And with that light, this entire lotus is illuminating. Now it depends how much of that light is there in you. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it is there, then it will be lighted. We have a certain barriers, we have a certain task to do. So according to our defined task in this lifetime, we take that direction and we nurture that linga, and then we basically solve our purpose. So basically these are the 8, and these 8 lingas is basically, if you are not able to light these or illuminate these called the Ashtbandhan for the Atma. So these are Ashtlinga, and similarly, these are the Ashtbandhan for the Jivatma. Okay, these are, so in the next slide, I'll explain this further. Let me go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Now, basically the fivefold creation start happening. Now, if I say how the entire, like I've said, the basically sound is creating everything. From the vowels, the Atma is being basically traveled. Atma is being is there as a Paramatma Ansha and the Jivatma Ansha. Now, the Paramatma manifest as a primordial sound. The pranav जिसको हम कहते हैं ना, Om. Om is the pranav. Okay. Om basically consists of normally people say it's a 3, but it is basically a panchakshari.
Okay.
Om is a Shukshma Panchakshari. So it is a principle for fivefold creation. How it is Panchakshari is the A, U, Ma is the Trimurti. Okay, is the Trimurti. Okay, and Nada and Bindu, they are 3. So it makes it 5. Okay. So Om, you say, is actually the single Om itself is a Panchakshari. People say Namah Shiva is a Panchakshari, that is at a stool level. That is at a physical level. But at a Sukshma level, just Om is a Panchakshari, and it creates A, Uma. A is basically the Brahma, U is the Vishnu, and Ma is the Mahesh. Okay, please refrain from using the word Shiva. Okay, Mahesh is the right word. Okay, because all forms have a different meaning. We cannot call Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Mahesh is one of the Rudras. He is not one of the Shivas. He is one of the Rudras. Okay, so Maheshwara is one of the Rudras. So here the Brahma, it is Shiva is not as a Shiva, the embodiment of knowledge. Here the Shiva is someone, is a Rudra who is basically dispelling the tamas from our body. Okay, so A, U, Ma, the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, then Nad and Bindu. That is what the Bindu, Nad and the Bindu is the Shiva and Shakti. Okay, that is the actual way Shiva. That is not the Rudra. Then that is the Shiva, Nad and the Bindu. So Nad is something. Nad, if you say Nad, what is Nad? Is the sound, is a vibration. Okay, which creates. So there are. So this fivefold concept is basically now multiply into the creation. If you say, if you multiply 5 by 5, then there are 25 Vyanjanas. Okay, so if we leave aside Yara, Lava, Ha, Sha, Sa, Sa, Ha, okay, then we are remaining with the 25 Vyanjanas. These Vyanjanas are the Tattvas, which are creating the Tattvas. These Vyanjanas are from Ka to Ma. Okay, these are creating the body. Okay, if you say I have, there is a, you can understand that this comes from the Kanta, this comes. So all the aksharas are there. Okay, you can see these aksharas as a panch tattva creates our body. Okay, ka, kha, ga, gha, nya, cha. So these are the Agni tattva. So ka varg. So we call it a varg because it is 5 by 5. It is the 25 Vyanjana. So this is called ka varg, cha varg, ta varg, ta varg, and pa varg. Okay, the entire ka varg is the Agni Tattva. Okay. Entire cha varg is the Jal Tattva. entire Ta varg is a Prithvi Tattva. Then Ta varg is a Akash and Pa is a Vayu. If somebody wants to equate this with the grahas as in astrology, then we can say all the Agnis are the Mars, Jal is the Venus, Prithvi is the Mercury, Akash is Jupiter, and Vayu is basically the Shani. So these are the 5 grahas which are converting into 5 tattvas. 2 grahas, sun and moon, doesn't count as a tattva because there are higher octave of Agni and higher octave of Jala. Okay, so they are not as a mental tattvas. So these are the 5 tattvas. So if you say in Agni, what is the Agni and Agni? Highest Agni is the Ka, because that is Agni in the Agni. You can see, can you see na?
Yes, yes, yes.
Agni in the, so Agni, in Agni Akshara, what is the Jala Akshara is the Kha.
Okay.
Okay, in Agni, what is the Prithvi Akshara?
Ga.
Ga. Okay, so like that, we have to see. So, okay, there is some correction which you can do.
Mm-hmm.
See, this Agni is actually the Vayu. Sorry,
Okay.
can you do the
First
correction?
one.
The first one.
Okay.
The second one, Jala, is, so I don't know how it has happened. So this is the Vayu.
Okay. First one is you.
Let me correct also. Or shall I correct it or just continue?
You just let us know, or
Yeah,
if you
please
can
correct.
correct it.
Please correct.
You can correct it. Like stop
Just a sec.
showing and then correct.
Just a sec. Okay, now let me share again. Can you see?
Yes. First one is Vayu.
Yeah.
Then Agni, then Prithvi, then Jal, then Akash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Akash, now it is changed, like in the column wise.
Yeah. So first is the Vayu, Agni. Vayu, Agni. Here it is the same. Okay. Because these are the related to the grahas. So these are the same, and this is the pattern. Akash is the last. Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, Jal, and Akash. This is how it is there.
Okay.
Okay. So now you see the first is basically you can say it is your Agni and Vayu. So basically Agni and Vayu is the first akshara Ka, and it is called the Brahma Akshara because creation start with this. Okay, the Ka is the Brahma Akshara and the beginning, and this is also is the Kali Bija. Okay, cream. If you add Ra to it, then it becomes the cream. E. So there are different. So it's a part of the mantra shastra knowledge. But Ka is basically what starts the creation as a Kali. Okay, so this is the Akshara. So now you can see in Agni there is a Vayu, there is a again Agni, and then there is a Prithvi, then there is a Jala, and there is a Akash. So in Agni, what is the Agni?
Ha,
Kha.
ha, ha.
Kha is basically pure Agni. So Agni is basically goes upward. You know, we have in nature Agni always go upward. So this is Kha is basically used for the Khaga, which is the sky, or which is the Pakshi.
Yeah.
Okay, Khaga. That is how this is. This Agni and the Ga, this is the letter for the Ganesh. So Agni and the Prithvi Tattva. Okay. So when Prithvi Tattva is infused is with the Agni, it is the Ga, Ganesh. Okay. And then when there is a Agni and there is a Gha, then it is the Jala Tattva, Jala Akshar. Okay. Like we said, na Dhangor Ghata, yeah, Dhangor matlab ki massive. Okay. Gha. So any this thing started with the Gha is basically the it has that kind of a meaning. It will have that kind of tattva in it. So Gha is basically this thing. In the same way, you can see Jala, Vayu in the Jala is Cha. Then, so we are primarily made of what? Jala and the Prithvi Tattva. Okay. But primarily, most of it is the water.
Yeah.
So basically, Jala is there. If you take the Jala and we take the Prithvi in the Jala, that comes to Ju, Ja. And this is the word for rejuvenation. Okay, this is the mantra for this. If you say Jum, 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 that is how we create Jala and the Prithvi balance within ourselves. So this is this entire alphabets are also behind the Bij mantras on the many mantra. Like Jum, you know, it is the Mrityunjay Bija.
Yes.
Jum is a Mrityunjay Bija. So when you say Om Jum Sa, so it is basically we are trying to rectify the Prithvi and the Jala. Okay, that is how when we say Om Gam Ganesh, then we are trying to basically rectify. When you say Ganesh, we are trying to rectify the body part. Our body, we are trying to interact the body and Agni, because Agni is very, very important. So that is why Ganesh is there. Okay. So like that, there are bij. So every bija, every akshar has a meaning into it. Okay. Now, if you see further, so this I've just given you the example how this thing has started. So now after this 25
Now,
aksharas.
I just want to ask one question about
Uh-huh.
there is Akash, and this side also there is Akash, means Akash is square, and that the letter is coming Na. So what does this mean? Like
This means when we say Namah, okay,
okay.
when we say Namah, okay, when we negate everything, then we basically, create a universe within ourselves. When we create a space ourselves within ourselves,
Okay.
okay, that is how it works. Okay, Ta, Tha, Da, Da, all these are Jupiter akshars. You
Yes.
can say Ta, Tha, Da, Dha, Na is all Jupiter akshar. So Akash in Akash is that is stand for Nama. जिसको कहते हैं ना कि नमा मंत्र, and in Jainism also there is a some Namkar mantra or something of that Namo Arihanta, Arihanta. So basically each word has, so you can see every sound we make and every syllable has a certain kind of energy in it.
Right.
Okay. So we have to, जैसे हम कहते हैं कि you take any Sanskrit letter, then you will be able to decode that letter. You can try to decode that letter and understand the higher meaning of it. Okay. So now after that there are aksharas, which is Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sha, Swa, Sha, Ha. These are the 8 akshar. These are called the Chandra akshar. Okay, these are the aksharas which are making our manas consciousness. If you can see the main 5 consciousness letters, ya, ra, if you leave out the 3 shas, okay, sha, sa, or pet kata shatkon wala sha, if you leave out it, then you are left with the 5. Okay, this is ya, ra, la, va, ha. Okay, ha is akash here, ya is vayu, like same pattern. Ya vayu, ra is agni. Okay, la is prithvi, va is jala, and ha is akash. So this is what makes our panch chakras, below chakras, till vishuddhi. Okay, so these chakras, so once the body is being created through the consonant, through the vyanjanas, these semi-consonant, we call it semi-vowels, basically semi-vowels, these yar alavaha creates our inner consciousness. Okay, these are the chandra, these are creating the manas. Like earlier we have studied, the body is being created and the buddhi is being created and the manas is being created through rajas. So these are the aksharas which is creating the manas, ya, ra, la, va, ha. So when you say lam is written at the Mooladhara chakra, it is not the beej mantra for the Mooladhara chakra. It is the akshara which is creating the Mooladhara. So if you want to create more Mooladhara, if you want to create more, then people say meditate on lam, 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 lam. So it is basically, it is not the bija for that. It is basically what it creates. So you will be able to manifest physically, or maybe you will be able to increase this thing. People say ram, 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 ram. So Agni is being created into your belly. Okay. So like that, you have a different aksharas for each of the chakras. And these aksharas are creating. Okay. But what controlling these chakras are a different bijas. Okay. Which is a subject of a different this thing. But those bijas are called the Navkari bijas. So these are so that is how the consciousness and the body is being created. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. Can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now if the body is there, the Atma is there, Paramatma Amsha is also there, and the person is born. Okay, with the predominant tattva and the predominant direction, it is deciphered that which direction the Atma will take, will be the facing. Now here you can see the 2 petals are here. One is the outer petal and one is the inner petal. Outer petal is called the Dig Chakra. This is the total combined. This is called Dig Chakra and the Kal Chakra. So the outer one is the direction of the souls. Okay, and the inner is the time. Okay, this is the time. Okay, inner petal is the time. So outer and the inner petal, when this is what we call the Kal Chakra. Okay, so we'll have to see, one has to see what is the direction that soul is taking. Okay, and according to that direction, basically the purpose of the soul is defined. Okay, and according to that time, see, the time always try to create a blockage. Okay, time creates the blockage in the direction. Suppose I want to go to the direction of love, for for example. Okay, I want to go to the direction of relationship, which is the Venus direction, I would say. Okay, so what will block me is the aggression of the Mars, or maybe the control. Like we tend to control someone whom we love more. Okay, so like that. So this time basically try to control that direction or try to block that direction. Okay, so it can block positively also, it can block negatively also. Okay, both ways it can block. So too much of too much of control is also harmful for the relationship. Okay, so that is how it can do positive also, negative also. So these are the direction which a soul takes when. So there is a Bha Chakra. You can see the Bha Chakra is the 12 Rashis are there, planets are there over there, and these chakras are there in the inner chakra. The Atma Paramatma is sitting here, and soul is taking a direction. That I have explained earlier on also. Some of you were not there.
Yes.
So the highest longitude planet in your chart, okay, the highest degree planet in your chart is your Atma.
Yes.
Okay. So it does not mean that all other planet get disappeared. So it is basically Atma take different this thing attitude. So highest planet. So for example, I'll give you my example is Venus is my highest degree planet. So for me, the direction of my soul is the northeast, southeast direction. Okay. So, as a physical, it is a southeast direction. But the thing is, I have born with the Venus direction. Venus direction is good. See, I am an artist also. I am from the creative field. Okay. All I have been doing because Atma has a very predominant role in deciding your career. You cannot lift up a glass of water, drinking water without the acceptance of the Atma. Okay. So that planet or that this thing, it defines everything in the chart. It controls everything. He is like the king of the chart. He acts like the Surya because in natural Surya is the soul. But for you in this lifetime, the planet on the higher degree will become like a Surya. Because all other planets are below it. Okay, so they will take a different portfolio, but that planet will take the portfolio of the Atma. So it means in this lifetime, I have to do some karma which is related to the Shukra. Okay, I have to learn certain lesson. I am lacking in certain lessons which is related to the Shukra, which could be about relationship. Shukra is basically holds two houses in our chart, the second house and the seventh house. The people who know astrology can understand. So basically, it comes from the family, it comes from the business, it comes from the relationship. Okay, so all my this thing will come from these uh, two domains: family, wealth, and business. So my lesson will come from there. The house. So as per my ascendant, whatever houses they are taking, so those challenges will come to me in that side. So I have basically described for each graha, for each soul, what does direction means. If someone born with a Surya direction, like if I say someone has a Surya as a highest degree, so if the Surya becomes the soul, so the native must learn to overcome his ego and become humble. So humble. So you can see that only ahankar is getting blocked by the ahankar. अहंकार को अहंकार ही ब्लॉक कर रहा है, अहंकार ही आपको ब्लॉक कर रहा है अपना अहंकार तोड़ने में. So you can see sun is only blocking the sun.
True.
Okay. So this is the peculiar thing about this thing. So it is very difficult. The people who are born on the 14 to 16 or 17, these dates, okay, they will definitely have Surya as this thing had. May have, not definitely. May have Surya has a highest degree from 14 to, because there is a Sandhi which is happening and the Surya must be at 28 or 29 degrees at that point of time. So it will become the Atma of that person. So in that person, it is very difficult to, because he will not understand. There will be too much of light in that person. So it will become very difficult for that person to break, because he does not have to learn. He has to unlearn some certain things. He has to reduce his light so that he can see others also. Otherwise, he will not see anyone. He will see I am the supreme and I am the king. So like that. So that is the direction. If somebody is born with the moon direction, that it indicates the person has to be very caring and compassionate. If somebody is born with the moon direction, this is the moon direction. Okay. So then he has to be compassionate. He has to be very caring. Okay, there are other detailed characteristic of each and every this thing. I have just given a very basic this thing because that's a matter of learning and understanding in a deeper way. But this is the basic because we cannot learn everything in one lecture.
Yes. True, true,
Yeah.
true.
So Mars is basically shows the he has to refrain from all sort of violence, okay, and have to go through the path of ahimsa. You will notice the people who are very attracted to the Buddhism, they will have Mangal somehow very prominent in their chart
Okay.
as a soul.
Okay.
Okay, their or maybe as a East Devta or maybe as a Guru Devta, it will reflect Mangal as their East Devta or Mangal as their soul. And if anybody is there with the Mangal, then Ahimsa is the one. So they naturally get attracted to the Buddhism. Okay, then Mercury direction indicate the person should basically have to control the speech. You see, the most of the people are either born with the moon, Mercury, and the Shukra because they are the fastest moving. They're going very fast. Okay, so you will find a lot of people with the Mercury. So main prime culprit for us is the Mercury and the Venus, if I say on the Bhuloka. So that it indicates basically person has to control speech. What are you are saying, how much you are saying, how much you are saying, and you have to be very truthful. So this is the main disease, Mercury. Okay. Another difficult one is the person with the highest degree in the Jupiter. The person is born with the Jupiter, this thing. The blockage is of the Rahu. Okay, if you can see in the petals, the Jupiter is blocked by the Rahu. So what is happening is the doubt when a person goes to the direction of Jnana. The Jupiter person will like to go to the Jnana, but a lot of doubts will come into you. The Rahul will try to block that person. Doubts will come to you. He will say, oh, he is not saying that. I know everything. See, this is the typical line of a Jupiter Atmakara, Jupiter soul is basically, I know everything. You don't need to tell me. Okay. So because that it basically they have to respect the Guru, their husband, their children, because those are the karak for the Jupiter. Okay. Then somebody with the Venus, I have said they have to be very clean. They have to refrain from, illegitimate sex, lust, all sort of relationship. They have to be very clean. So Venus is the direction. Then Shani direction soul will, it cannot give sorrow to other person. Okay, it has to, have, or basically it has to share the sorrow of the people. Okay, these people can become social workers, and these people with the Shani quotient in them, the major Shani quotient in them, and that could be reflected by their numerology number also 8. Okay, so it has all this thing. They have to be helpful to other people. They have to remove their sorrow. And finally, the Rahu, if you say this direction, it means the native must be the person will have lot of challenges as a with the cheating because Rahu is a deceiving planet. He will not like to tell you anything. Okay, he will just deceive you. He will give you the shocks. So people with that soul factor will be seeing lot of shocks and troubles in their life, lot of challenges. People will cheat them, backstab them. All these things challenges will come to them. Okay, so but these are the people who has the capacity. I always say that because these are the people who, because they have the capability to, because Rahu does not follow any direction, any boundary. Okay, it is beyond the boundary. So with this soul, the person has the possibility to go beyond, out of the box thinking. It can go beyond the consciousness. It can. So these people are very great sadhus. If they turn into spirituality, these people can become the great sadhus. In fact, the Srila Prabhupada, Thakur Ramakrishna Paramhans, all these people were like with the soul factor as a Rahu. So they have gone beyond their mind and consciousness to achieve what is there. to find themselves, because there was no boundary for them. Okay, so like that, whatever the soul decides in that lifetime, then it basically takes that direction, and the person is born from that direction. His all karmas are basically controlled by that uh, planet, and those planet who are blocking this thing. So there can be many combination, permutation and combination. So that's a matter of a detail, this thing. So this is how basically soul takes the direction and live it purpose. Okay. So it has to be defined at the soul level, okay, what direction you are born with.
One question here. How Mercury is blocking Rahu here in this case?
Basically, when Mercury is basically is like a child.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rahu uses the Mercury for his this thing. It gets the exaltation and the Mul Trikona with the Rahu with the Mercury sign. So Mercury is a child which Rahu can easily sway.
Okay.
Okay. So he basically lure Mercury, and he's basically, so it is Mercury here is basically helping. But how the Mercury should be controlled, there is another part, all the remedies and everything are also in this Kal Chakra. Okay. So there is a method of deriving, how one can, unblock those, this thing. But so that is how Rahu takes advantage of the childishness. This person is innocent. I can backstab him. I can use him. So he uses the Mercury. That is why his house is always Mercury, Virgo and the Geminis. Okay. Whenever you go for a Saturn, this thing, Saturn, if you take, you are taking the hard route of tapasya. These people are very hardworking. Okay. But Venus will always this thing. Either their wife will always crib. You are always out. You are helping other. You are not helping, taking care of the family. Or if you want to understand this in a terms of Purans, if any of the rishis sit for tapasya, then the Venus will come, the Rambha or Urvashi will come and try to break that tapasya. So it's a universal principle. This Kal Chakra and Dik Chakra, all the stories and everything, if you try to understand from this, you will find a quotient of these things in them. So there's a whole lot of thing into this, but I think just to start with, this much of this thing will suffice. So now you have understood each letter, each word, each akshara. Like the first thing which we have as an akshara is our name. Yeah. Okay. So our name is the biggest mantra or biggest challenge for us. Okay. So if my name is Ajay, okay. So what is my bija? Bija is A. Yeah. Because the first letter of your name is your bija. Like Ganesh, the bija is Gam. Okay. So the first letter is your, for Ram, what is the bija? Ram. Okay. The first letter of your word. So if I say, if I have to take the name of the Shiva, then what name should I take? If I take it with the name of A, then I will be able to connect easily, because that is my vibration, my soul vibration. Okay, that is the name I have been given. If I say Om Nama Amreshwarai, ya Om Amreshwarai Nama, Shiva as Amreshwar. Okay, anything named with the A, or Om Aghorai Nama, that is also with the A, depending on what kind of energy we need. So see, every devta we just cannot take just by the I like this, I like this. There is a meaning to it. If you are saying Madhav, if you are saying Keshav, if you are saying Damodar, every name has a different meaning. Okay, Damodar is Da Ma Udar. Mujhe, give me the good stomach. Okay, so like the Krishna, Vishnu. So these names, you see, these three letters, Sh, Sa, and Sha. These are the three Sas which we have. These are the three Shaktis actually. Okay, these are the three Shaktis. These are the Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. Okay, these are the three.
Sir, one question I would like to ask here. Sorry to interrupt you in between. So people who has name starting from Sh for men. So what name of Shiva they can, chant? It is the
Sadashiv they
Shiva
can,
only, right? Sadashiva?
Shiva, yeah, they can say Shiva only.
Okay, but people who are not born on, in Sanatan Dharam, they are maybe from other Dharam, so
Sound always
what
works for
should we
with
do?
everyone. Sound always works. If it is a robot, then Ra is there.
Okay.
Okay. Any name, there must be a sound to it. Okay. So there are actually 108 sound which are defined in our this thing, because they are, each sound is given to each nakshatra pada. So there are 108 sound. So you can see where
No,
is
so
your
why
name.
I'm asking this? Yeah,
Uh,
so why I'm asking this because in Sanatan Dharam, yes, we have different names of gods, and we have 108 names at least for each god. But in Sikhism or in all other thing, so like Sikhism, they call Vaheguru is the only term. So how would they connect with the word Shah, letter Shah,
See, there is
or
a
for
different,
any?
see, this is one of the method I have said. There are different methods. So like you have
Okay.
the gurus, different gurus in the Sikhism. So each
Mm.
guru has a different energy. If like Guru Nanak Dev, if you say Guru Nanak is the energy of Surya. Okay.
Okay.
So if you are Surya factor, then you should worship Guru Nanak Dev. Okay. If you have a Mangal, you should worship Guru Gobind Singh. So
Mm.
each that each, so there are 9 gurus, and you see everybody has a different energy. So you can name that, you can remember that name. Okay.
Okay.
So every guru has a certain energy. Guru Angad has a different energy. Okay. So all these are there, so you can modify. Otherwise, like in English, in Christianity, there must be certain this thing which they may know, because we don't know. I don't claim to know that also, but there
Mm.
must be some sort of energy, or if they are inclined to understand this much, or this, if they appreciate this knowledge, then they can always say Shiva, and they can always say whatever name is there. But that is the rule. I've said it is going for the Shiva. Okay. But you, because Shiva is a universal soul, it can vibe with anyone. Okay.
Mm.
But
Thank you, sir.
what is there in, like there can be different god, there can be different. It is the which is devta which is helping you. So there's a whole lot of knowledge behind that. So the thing is, it is safe when you saying Shiva and the Krishna. Okay, so it is safe because it's a universal, it is a part of a universal. And these mantras are also popular mantra, public mantras, so anybody can do. But refrain from doing any internet mantras and all. People I see give lot of, do this Vashikaran mantra, do this. All this is a very dangerous knowledge, and don't entertain yourself into that. Don't indulge, you will end up doing wrong for yourself. Okay, so this is, so you have to see your name, how that, what name is, what is the first akshar, and try to understand the meaning of your name, because that is the mantra. Because see, your name, your parents, your sister, your siblings, and everyone in the world, you will be recognized by that name. So you will be hearing that sound most often. Okay, the multiple time you will be listening that sound. What does it mean? It means you have something to do with that sound. Okay, if everybody is saying Ajay to me, so it means Ajay. What is Ajay? So I have to understand the what is invincible. How can I be invincible? Okay, if somebody's name is Sumita, how that person is Sumita is a good friend. How that person will become, should become a good friend. What is the method? But so it, that thing will be there, encoded in that chart also. For me, the Mangal is the most important because it is the Akshara of, from the Agni. Okay, so from the Surya, so Agni is there. So Ajay Naam is there. So Ajay means invincible. So it has to do something with the Agni. Then I am born with the Shukra, this thing. Then again there is a Agni. So this Shukra direction, there is a guide. These are the guides. So these are the Dikpals we call. This is from Shukra direction, there is a Agni Devta. From Mangal direction, there is a Yama Devta. Mercury direction, this is the Kuber Devta. So all these are the Dikpals, what we call. So this is again the Agni is coming over there. So for me, Agni and Agni Devta, the Mangal, and being invincible. How can I be invincible? So all these are part of my thinking or part of my, you know, ecosystem which I have to learn. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't understand your name, you will not be able to understand yourself. The first mantra for you is your name your parents has given, and it is not or parents or somebody must have given. So all the name for your information, I tell you, are always come from the Indra or the Varuna. These are the two devtas which are there. All names come from these because these are the two devtas who will always want to tie you in this bhuluka. Either Indra or Varuna Devta. Varuna Devta, when you go die and he will take you, he will be put a noose around your neck and take you to the Yamraj and all that stuff. So these are the two. So name also does not come this thing. Sometimes people change name. That also happened with the divine intervention. Sometimes people change name for good. Sometimes people change name for bad also. I've seen. They have changed the name and their life has gone haywire. Okay, like that. So the name, I would say, I'm just stressing on the name because name is your first mantra and the first bija which you have been initiated into. Your mother has said that in your eyes. When we have this thing, तो other बुआ कहती है, mother कहती है, कुछ होते हैं. Somebody tells you in your ear, this is your name. Okay, so concentrate on your name, the meaning of your name. Try to understand how you have to imbibe those qualities. I cannot become invincible by controlling or by putting a power onto anyone. I can be invincible by loving everyone. That is what the Shukra is trying to tell me. I have to make a relationship. I have to be loving. I have to be caring towards everyone. That is how I can become invincible. Okay. So there are different dimensions, different meanings of the name. Okay. So this is it from my side. If you have any question, please.
Yeah.
Sir, one question
Different-
here I would like to ask. From this Mars, if someone has Mars soul, then how Jupiter is blocking the way? Because
See,
Jupiter is
Mars
not
is
supposed to.
basically ahimsa and aggression, and Jupiter will always
Okay.
go for a shanti. Okay, it
Okay.
will guide you. No, don't go. Like Krishna was trying to do as a Jupiter in the Mahabharata. He was trying to basically put a sandhi into this thing. But he
Okay.
was
So here
not able.
Jupiter is actually guiding, not blocking.
I can see these are the thing which can help you and this can block you also. Okay, if
Okay.
you are not taking the Jupiter energy, okay, it is in sometime it happens. Sometimes you have a Jupiter which is having a Rahu kind of a character. You get a good bad gurus also, no? It's not that. So it means ki you are what you need to understand here is if you have a Mangal as a soul, then you always have to have a path of Shanti,
Non-violence. Non-violence. Yeah,
non-violence.
Shanti.
That is what you have to. There is a person, there is a Jiva. Jupiter is called Jiva. So there is a respect the other person's life. That is what has to be understood.
Sir, do you teach also all this?
Uh,
If you take course or
I
something,
have
please let
I
us know.
have
I
done
think
that
we
in
all would
past.
love to learn.
I have done that in past, but I'll see because see, I can teach people who already have a prior knowledge of a Jyotish. I don't have a patience to take everyone to, take the basic lessons and this thing, what are the 9 graphs and all those kind of things.
Yes.
So if
No, I
people,
think basic knowledge I have gained from Shakuntala ji only. She is my first
okay,
guru in this. But
because this
then the
one,
advanced, because yeah, so I would love to have you also, as my guru. I think I've already, learned so many things from you. So many doubts have, cleared till now. But still, I think वो कहते हैं ना अधूरा ज्ञान नहीं होना चाहिए किसी में. And I'm the kind of a person who loves to have just knowledge to the means beyond and beyond, like जितना हो सके.
definitely. So whenever I will have any formalized session or a program, then I'll let everyone know.
Sure.
Right now
Thank you so
it's
much, sir.
not
We'll
there,
look
but I have
forward
not
to it.
designed it. So
May I ask a question, please?
Please.
Ajay ji, like my name is Uma,
Yeah.
and normally I chant Om Namah Shivaya because Shivji is our Ishtadev.
Yeah.
So is it okay
Yeah, definitely. Om Namah Shivaya is okay for everyone.
for everyone?
There's
Okay,
nothing wrong.
nothing wrong in it. But it will not
हाँ.
have
What
any
if I give you a suggestion, sir, Om Namah Uma Maheshwaraya is another name of the Shiva. Uma Maheshwaraya, Umapati. Okay, so you can have this thing ki he is the, see why you will have to understand why your name is Uma, why your name is not anything else. What is the God wants you to imbibe the qualities of the Uma which are there. Okay, so U as a letter has a tendency, either if it is a Dirgha U, then it suppress. Okay, and if it is a smaller U, then it expand. Okay, so it is like the mother who sometimes give you the leverage. Okay, you do whatever you want to, and sometimes it controls you. No, you cannot do this thing. Okay, so as a Uma, you will have to see where you have to be very lenient. You know, ऊ को हम ये मानते हैं ना, जैसे अगर हम किसी भी अक्षर में ऊ की मात्रा लगा देते हैं ना, जैसे हा के अंदर अगर हमने लगाया हुम हो गया, तो इट मीन्स कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू सप्रेस समथिंग. In whom just is a beach for suppressing something. So mother is trying to control. So maybe something you'll have to understand, why your name. You'll have to do the deeper study. You read scriptures, read about the Uma, how that name is basically coming. It comes from Surya Akshar, yeah, and Ma is there, which is the last Akshar, one of the last Vyanjan, which is Akash. So Uma, someone has to be, has to be very, very open to everyone. That is somehow. So, one can understand when a person sees the chart and sees, what is the direction, what does it mean, what date is one, what is your soul factor, plus Uma, what does it means? There's a whole lot of layers into it. So, but the simple understanding is Uma is the name of the wife of the Shiva, and Uma. There are many other names there. The Sati is also there. Parvati is also there. Why Uma specifically? So Uma must be having a certain this thing. Uma is a part of the Om also. Uma. Okay, if you see, Uma is a part of the larger this thing, three Murti, Uma. So one has to understand there's a whole lot of layers into it. Okay.
I think
Sir, I want to
have
ask.
to learn a lot. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ajay ji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Namaste, Jai sir.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for giving this profound knowledge. I find it very, very, very profound. I have seen the power of the mantra. I have chanted once Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, that is the Buddhist mantra, I think. And I have seen its power. And one thing, this is a revelation, great revelation, what you are sharing with us. Thank you so much for it. And maybe I missed the part where you explained the sounds of e, and matra. So
is basically, these are the Atma Akshar, these are the Surya Akshars.
okay. Okay.
So the name can start with the Atma Akshar also, like my name is starting with Ajay. So these are the Atma Akshars. So it does not have any this thing. It means there is a superior or a higher purpose also.
Okay.
Sometime. If your name starting with the Atma, then it means you have to do sometime have to do an inside journey also, not just external journey.
And also the matras.
Matras is like E is a Devi, like we say Dev, and the E. E is basically the feminine part.
Okay.
U is the suppression and expansion.
Okay.
A is the knowledge part. A is the beach for this is the aim Saraswati is the matra for the knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. So when you say Dev, then there is a, the one who has the light and the knowledge. Diva.
Okay.
And A. Devi, one who has the compassion, Da and Va and E. Okay. So
Okay,
Devi,
okay.
Da means Dena, Dan. So that is one of the Jupiter Akshar. Va is the Jala, compassion. It is the Chandra Akshara, it is the Jala. Yara, La, Va, it is fourth, which is the Jala Akshara. So Devi is all about compassion. And E
Okay.
is the Matra for Devi. So it's the expansion of the femininity. So that is how the Devi is there. So all the words, names, and everything, all the names of the Devta, we have Sahasranam for every Devta. Okay, every prime Devta. So why these the Sahasranam are given to everyone? Because there could be for everyone there could be a different challenge.
Okay.
Everyone there could be a different challenge. So that is why there are different names.
Okay. And sir, in the Vyakaran, from Kanthavya, Talavya, Murdhanya, Tantavya, and Oshthavya. Oshthavya is which planet? You said it's Vayu Tattva.
Why? No, Ostavya is the last one.
Yes,
Till
Papa
Vayu,
Baba.
Vayu.
No, which planet? The others one are Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter. Shani.
Sure.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. I would love to gain more knowledge from you. I have done a course in astrology also
Okay.
here. So I have a basic knowledge, maybe not so deeply, but basic knowledge I have. So I would also love like the
Definitely.
other
Whenever
person.
I'll have something, because I
Yeah.
can see my problem is my name is also Ajay, Surya is there. A lot of one is there in my name. I have asked Tripti ma'am also to consider this thing. So mine until unless I have everything perfect, I have everything laid down in a proper manner with a proper order, then I cannot start anything. Okay. So
Yeah.
far I have not been able to do that. Okay.
Sir, I hope that with our desire, like intentions, you are also able to do that.
It will
Uh,
definitely.
because my name also starts with Ambika.
Okay.
So, so I would be waiting for this class
Definitely.
whenever you take it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Sir, any book would you like to recommend us to study for this, like in
Oh,
Gemini
this
only?
you even in Japanese Sutra you will not find this. As the thing is, this is the knowledge which comes from the parampara. This is not the knowledge
Yeah.
in the public domain. Okay, and
Yes.
these some of the like this Kal Chakra and Dik Chakra is part of the Japanese Sutra, but it is not told in the Japanese Sutras. So it has to be told by the Guru, but this is not given to because sometimes there are a lot of things and a lot of leverage one can understand because this is a dangerous knowledge. See, I'll tell you, when I have studied this, like for 1 month we were away from the city, all the rajas has to go, and then you have to be there in the mountains or somewhere secluded, and our day used to start at 4:30 in the morning. Okay, we have to do sadhana. Without sadhana, we could not have entered the class. Okay, it's a very, very rigorous 5 years I have gone through. Okay, so basically this knowledge is not about the academic knowledge, I would say. That is why we don't teach it to everyone also. So but this is more of a sadhana. Okay, I'll tell you. That is why there is no, you will not find any popular course in this because this is a part of the sadhana. You will have to do a lot of, before studying this, we have to go through a 1 year of sadhana of certain mantras to basically start this. That is how the parampara teaches. Otherwise, it's not about the syllabus, it's not about the course, it's not about this thing. So people who are willing to do and go through that kind of a burning, okay, that kind of a sadhana or that kind of a discipline, only then one can have this kind of a, well, we'll have to see that, otherwise we don't just give it to everyone.
Right, right.
That's a guru protocol.
Okay, okay. And sir, can you just like the other slides, can we
Yeah.
have a slide on like the E, and the Atmakshars and Matras?
Mhm. These are the Tattva, and this is the Atma Akshara, R-E-E. So these
Okay.
Atma Akshara
Okay.
has to do with your Anahata and your Bha Chakra.
Okay.
And
Okay. Thank
this
you so much,
Tattva
sir.
has to do with your chakras and all this thing. Because if you see all these, so the hands are basically made from these sounds, ka, kha, ga, cha, cha, ja, ja, these are the hands.
Okay.
Prithvi, ta, tha, da, 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 these are the chest region. And Akash and Vayu are your legs, actually.
Okay.
There's a whole, I would say there's a different layers to understand.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yachna, would you like to ask any question? You wrote in the chat. Yachna.
Asking because he was telling about the guru planet, soul planets, no? So because I know nothing about astrology, is there any, like, we can know what is a soul
We
planet?
know your name. So from your name, he can tell you.
Okay.
Yachna.
It's
See,
Yachna, basically.
Yachna is basically Ya, it started with Ya is a Vayu Akshar. Okay.
Vayu, okay.
Vayu Akshar, because in Chandra Akshar, so it means ki there has to be a Vayu question. Yachna is there, so the meaning of Yachna you will have to see what is the Yachna all about. So Yachna does not mean.
So usually what happens is, मेरा नाम मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है याचना, though many people take it like other ways कि याचना means याचना मांगते रहना वाला kind of, but I always think myself as a याचक, like, कुछ I don't feel bad, so like थोड़ा सा कुछ अगर
But you will have to
आप
understand the higher
इसमें
meaning
like
of
you can
Yachana also.
guide me in some way कि
But you will have to understand the higher meaning of
हाँ
Yachana also.
yeah.
You know, Shivji was also became one of the Yachak in front of the Devi in the Annapurna. He was also asking.
What I take it as like I want to always remain as a याचक, मांग मतलब ईश्वर से ही मांगना या उन्हीं की भक्ति मांगना, kind of. This is what my purpose is like.
Maybe
जी.
one can see in edit this thing, but it is something which has to. But if you know your date of birth, then you, from the date of birth, if you make and take any of the software, you can see which is the planet which is there in the highest degree. So you will know your soul factor.
Okay.
That is very easy to see.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Anybody else? So thank you very much, everyone. मुझे ये मौका दिया तृप्ति मैम, थैंक यू तृप्ति मैम जी, वो अभी यहाँ नहीं है इस समय, तो बट थैंक यू टू हर एंड थैंक यू एवरीवन.
Thank you.
मेरे को पेशेंटली सुना सबने, एंड we'll take it from here. We'll see how much I can contribute on the forum and if we can have these kind of classes any further.
Thank you so much अजय जी.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. ये second time मैंने सुना तो it is very like बहुत अच्छा explain किया आपने. And the
The
thing
first time was actually वो group, मतलब ठीक है, there's a different energies.
No. That was a different energy. And
But I have
very
changed it. I
glad.
have slightly made it shorter because.
Fantastic.
But I understood it too much of giving every in one thing is also a problem, becomes a problem.
True. But this was truly fantastic. And बहुत ही अच्छे से आपने explain किया. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. और अभी आप सोचिए
So
भी,
much.
सब लोग कह रहे हैं तो please start some course, थोड़ा design तो करिए. If not very lengthy, maybe 1 week, 2 week. जो एक common man के लिए अच्छा हो. आप
That is the biggest. That's a very difficult task. You can teach an astrologer who has certain knowledge, but to communicate to a common person, it is very difficult. So,
चलिए. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you.